हेलो एवरीवन। मैंने ये एंगल इस वीडियो का हमेशा ऐसा रहता है। हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। और मैंने एक साल से यहाँ पे कुछ डाला नहीं है, तो आई एम सॉरी फॉर दैट इफ़ यू आर वाचिंग दिस एंड एक्सपेक्ट मी टू अपलोड, बिकॉज मैं बिजी हूँ लाइफ में बहुत ज़्यादा, और मैं लेजी भी हूँ। थोड़ा कॉन्ट्रोडिक्टरी लग सकता है, लेकिन ऐसा है। सो आई वाज सेइंग दैट अभी इस टाइम मुझे एक बंडल पूरा चेक करना है 61 कॉपीज़ का 61 कॉपीज़ का। लेकिन उसी टाइम मुझे सूझ रहा है, बस केवल ये रात है, कल डेडलाइन है, लेकिन उसी टाइम मुझे ये सूझ रहा है कि मुझे वीडियो बनाना चाहिए, क्योंकि लास्ट टाइम प्रोटेस्टिनेशन का मज़ा, अगर 1 घंटे पहले भी काम हो गया मेरा, तो मैं अपने आप से डिसअपॉइंट हो जाऊँगी तो लास्ट टाइम तक वो काम चले, इसलिए मैं चाहती हूँ बीच में वीडियो बनाऊँ जिसमें मैं यापिंग करूँ या फिर सिंपली अपनी बात करूँ। पिछले एक साल में काफ़ी बदल गया सब कुछ इन माई लाइफ, बिकॉज आई रियलाइज्ड दैट आई वाज डूइंग अ जॉब। मुझे मतलब एक साल लगभग हुआ है काम करते करते, और पिछले 2 महीनों में मुझे समझ में आया कि मैं जॉब कर रही हूँ। उससे पहले मुझे लगता था कि खेल चल रहा है नाउ। और मुझे ये भी लगता है कि व्हाट वाज आई सेइंग, यस, कि ग्रोइंग अप, जिसे एडल्टिंग बोल देते हैं, यू लर्न अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स ऑफ कोर्स। एंड बीइंग, अगर आप असल में एक टीचर बनना चाहते हैं, तो वो काफ़ी मुश्किल टास्क है इन माई ओपिनियन, बिकॉज यू हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल अबाउट वॉट यू से, इवन वॉट यू थिंक, एंड यू हैव टू कीप वॉच ऑन योर फीलिंग्स ऑल्सो. And you disagree with people. If you can think of your own, you disagree with people, and it's your job to disagree. And in fact, teaching students to disagree and argue whenever they find something that doesn't go with them, or at least they don't find any particular and reasonable reason behind it. So मुझे भी नहीं आइडिया कि मैं क्या कह रही हूँ। अब मैं आऊँगी कि मेरे पास कोई स्क्रिप्ट नहीं है, इसके आप देख सकते हैं कि मैं आपकी झुक रही हैं लेकिन एट द सेम टाइम मैं बहुत इस टाइम बहुत कॉन्शियस हूँ, क्योंकि मेरी शक्ल थोड़ी अजीब लग रही है शायद, क्या ही फ़र्क पड़ता है। तो मैं कॉन्शियस भी हूँ, मतलब। और फिर हम, जब आपको बच्चों के अलावा एडल्ट से भी डील करना होता है स्कूल लाइफ में, अपने कलीग से, एंड दे मे और मे नॉट अग्री विद यू, एंड समटाइम्स आपको लगेगा कि ये ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं, ये लोग ऐसा मेरे साथ क्यों कर रहे हैं मैं तो इतनी अच्छी हूँ, लेकिन it's they are that way, and nobody can change that. Some people, I think, I deeply believe in a change of heart, but at the same time I also believe that some people cannot change their mind and their hearts. They are that way, they are doomed to be that way. So that is another thing I learned. And at the same time, if you actually want to be a good teacher, it's very hard in my opinion, because you have to think a lot. You have to think a lot, and you have to make that such a practice that it becomes your natural instinct, the way you want to act as a teacher. आई डू नॉट नो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग एग्जैक्टली। हमारे स्कूल में जैसे हम स्टाफ रूम से निकलते हैं, तो अब्राहम लिंकन ने जो अपने बच्चे के टीचर को लेटर लिखा था, वो उसका एक बड़ा सा पोस्टर लगा हुआ है विद लेटर, बड़ा सा। तो आई रीड इट एवरी डे एंड आई अग्री टू इट, एंड आई ट्राई टू फॉलो इट इवन, बिकॉज इट्स अ वेरी गुड एडवाइस, बिकॉज अब्राहम लिंकन इज ट्राइंग टू टीच, trying to persuade the teacher to teach what is actually worthwhile in life. And when you are an English teacher, for example, if you actually like a poem, and for example, I teach in a CBSE school, so I teach Two Roads, The Road Not Taken. तो जब आप पढ़ा रहे होते हो वो पोएम, तब आपने उसको क्वेश्चन आंसर करवा दिए, especially as a literature teacher and a reader of literature, it becomes really hard. Robert Frost, that man is very tough. He seems to be very simple, he seems to be everybody's favorite poet, but in my opinion he's very tough, annoyingly tough, and very intelligent, that it pisses me off and it impresses me at the same time. It makes me angry, that but it's a very, what do I say, बहुत अच्छा वाला गुस्सा आता है मुझे, कि I cannot actually, I am understanding what he's trying to say, but I cannot actually convey, and there are at least 3 to 4 poems of him in 9th and 10th standard by him. So when you are teaching really good poets, really great poets and great poetry in the class, which you think is very great, it becomes hard for you to actually make the students understand, and you realize in the process that you cannot make them understand anything, and that is somewhere the point of the poet also. He's ambiguous, he's not trying to prove a point, he is very simple on a surface level, which is why he is for everyone, but he is very exclusive when it comes to actually trying to understand both at the same time. People like me may say he's very exclusive, but he also manages to be everybody's favorite poet also. So that's real talent, or say genius. And for example, Two roads diverge in a yellow wood, that poem, and it's about choices, of course. The poet never says that why did he choose the second road and left out the first one for another day, because in my opinion, it's very hard to say. When we choose something, it takes us somewhere, that choice. But it's very hard to say why did we choose that. It is very much related to the quote, I think, by Bernard Shaw, that, and in general, I also believe that whatever decision you make, you're going to regret it. So the point of the poem to me is that what the poet is actually contemplating, that what makes our lives the way they are. किस किस चीज़ से डिसाइड होती है लाइफ? फेट हमारी चॉइस डिसाइड करता है, लेकिन वो चॉइस भी कौन डिसाइड कर रहा है? मतलब अब उसे मोटिवेशनल पोएम्स की तरह ले लेते हैं बच्चों को समझाने के लिए कि वो कह रहे हैं कि अपनी चॉइसेस ही हमें कुछ बताती है. ऑफ कोर्स, एंड दैट इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ द पोएम, दैट यू कैन नॉट टेक, यू कैन टेक इट व्हिचएवर वे यू वांट टू. बट टू मी दैट पोएम really pierces me deep, because he is very ambiguous. He is, according to me, that what do I say to children, that we cannot tell that what is life made of, and it becomes very hard to make them understand in a language. And when I'm thinking and saying that, it becomes very hard for me to say that the language, see, I can explain them in a language, okay, but the language seems very useless when it comes to poetry of Robert Frost and some other poets also. And it's very hard for me to justify my presence as a teacher when I'm teaching these poems, although I have decided some particular notes and some particular takeaways from the poem, which are important from an exam point of view. But then I contemplate about my role as a teacher, that why am I standing there in front of those 60 children, and what am I trying to convey to them? Is it just sufficient that they pass the exam, which I do not know. And as a person, it becomes really hard for me. And at that point, I understand why Samuel Beckett said, which I've written here, how could he ever teach what he didn't know? That he was given a teaching job, and he refused to take it, because he said that, how could I ever teach what I didn't know? So it's not about knowing facts, it's about knowing the truth, because he doesn't know the truth. He knows that he doesn't know. That's why he knows, and that's why he refused to teach. But I cannot refuse to teach as a person. At the same time, it's a very tough job, and that makes it at the same time very interesting. Secondly, I have to check my bundles, and I know that teaching is made up of so many things, and we have come up with so many technical terms for a teacher. But to me, I'm very primitive. I'm very primitive in my approach. I think a teacher is if you have to teach by heart. That is the only way. And even when it is the way, there is no particular formula for teaching, for being a good teacher, for an actual teacher. And many people are very good at lesson planning, very good at being particular and punctual, but I cannot classify them as good teachers. I cannot classify myself as a good teacher, because it's an ever building, ever going process. So yeah, that is the dilemma that I face. How could I ever teach what I myself don't know? And at the same time, you have to teach something. You have to give something to the world, even when you know that you cannot actually give anything. So it becomes really hard, but at the same time, it's very sublime also. You become, you're confused, and that confusion gives you a sense of firmness in you, because you know that you do not know. That's why you are able to think. That gives room for thinking. And I think thinking and over that feeling are two of my favorite things. I think that I think, at least, and I like to think. It is my favorite task, and it makes my life a little twisted sometimes, but it is worth it, I know. And I feel a lot, and I cannot sometimes differentiate that whether I am feeling or thinking, but something goes on inside me. And secondly, thirdly, fourthly, I do not know. I want to start posting on my channel, because why not? Because I like making videos. I like making something, creating something, and the only thing that I can create right now are videos. I really liked it, and some of my videos got some response from some people, and I really do appreciate that, because anything can be art, and whatever is artistic interests me. And I think that when you think about, and I have another side also, where there are moments when I really care about what other people think about me. And I just thought that वो वीडियो नहीं टाइम लैप्स था, लेकिन I was wrong, वीडियो था. तो there are times when I feel when I when I really care what others are thinking about me, because it is affecting my daily life. Most people do not like people who think, and I do not know what kind of world we live in. So blessed and so cursed we are, and I do not want to go into the particularities of that. But there are times, there are moments when I give way to feelings, like what to feeling that what others are feeling about me or saying about me. You cannot control that, and you should not try to, not even think about it. It doesn't matter. And I cannot help but feel myself to be extremely powerful. I do not know how do I feel that. I'm not very good at a good place mentally right now. And I think I'm very powerful, because I think because everyone in a way is very powerful. That's why I think I am powerful, because I believe in everyone. That's why I believe in myself. And I think that there are a lot of things for me, and just for me in this world, and I'm soon going to find them. And you also lose friends in ways. You want to befriend people, you want to be friends with people, but for people like me, there's a very limited space for friendships. There are friendships. Friendship is very real and very worthwhile. But you can find friendship in many people, but many people cannot be your friend, at least in my case. So uh, it's okay, and it's completely fine. And that's it. And I'm going to check my bundles. Wish me luck.